Hi everyone, it's Yolanda, your Unveiled Medium here. Tonight I would like to talk about a few things. One being Paul Walker, and the second one being a few things about being a medium. So let's just dive into Paul Walker, shall we? So in 2018, I started trying to reach Abby Williams and Libby German, the two girls from Delphi who were murdered. And when I was trying to reach them, they would always yell out, Paul, Paul, Paul. And I couldn't understand why they were yelling out Paul. I thought they were saying Paul, as in a man named Paul murdered them, or a man named Paul had something to do with their murders. Turns out it wasn't anything like that. Abby and Libby were yelling the name Paul because Paul Walker was coming to my sessions trying to get my attention and talk to me. Now, sometimes this happens. Sometimes I don't directly connect with the spirit. It happens to quite a few mediums. It can be a weird personality quirk, just like it is with anybody else. Sometimes you meet somebody and you just don't get along with them, or sometimes you talk to somebody and they don't make that big of an impression on you. Or it could be the fact that for some reason their energy and your energy just aren't melting at that time. Now, Paul, sorry, my light was really bright. Paul had been coming to these sessions, like I said, trying to get my attention. And I didn't know this. So one night, my husband is watching on television the movie Into the Blue, which has Paul Walker and Jessica Alba in it, along with other great actors. And we have a 2-story home. I'm walking through the hallway of our upstairs, and I can hear Into the Blue being played on the television in the bedroom. And I happen to look down the stairs, and I see a man standing there. And I think to myself, I have seen him before. I know I have. I know I've seen this person before. But it still wasn't clicking. And he vanished really quickly. So I continue walking into my bedroom, and there's Paul Walker on the television. And it hits me like a thunderbolt. That's who I just saw. I just saw Paul Walker in my house. And I'm thinking, what? Why did I see Paul Walker in my house? I mean, why is he coming to me? Of all people, why is he coming to me? So a couple days later, I decide, well, I need to try to reach him. So I sit down to do a spirit box session. And I try to reach Paul Walker. And he answers me. And not only does he answer me through the spirit box session, but he talks to me like I normally talk to the deceased people through my medium capabilities. And he tells me some things about what happened, that, the guy who was driving the car didn't really know what he was. I can't say he didn't know what he was doing, because he had driven race cars. He just didn't know that specific car yet, and its power and everything that car had. And that he lost control of it, that they crashed, that he tried to get out of the car, But of course he was injured and it was too hot that the car was on fire. And I asked Paul if he passed away before he knew that he was burning. And he told me no. I told him I was very sorry for that. No one deserves to die that way. Nobody deserves to die being burned like that. That's a horrible, horrible way to go. And Paul said thank you. And we talked for a little bit about different things. And then he left. Didn't think anything of it. Thought, okay, Paul Walker came to see me. I put him on my Facebook page, the Unveiled Medium Facebook page, as a celebrity death, which I do once a month. I do a celebrity death once a month. And so I put him on there as the celebrity death for that month and explained to everybody what he had said to me and that sort of thing. Now, a few days later, I was doing another spirit box session, and Paul came back. And I asked him, I said, Paul, why are you here? And he said, because I can. It's like, okay, that's fine. You know, I don't ever really kick anybody out unless you're a spirit I really don't want to talk to. Like a really bad person in life or a very mean or mischievous spirit, that sort of thing. But he was fine. He's not like that. He's a good guy. So I had no problems with him being here. Then comes another spirit box session. He shows up again. And I asked him again. I said, Paul, why are you here again? You're not really talking. Why are you here? And again, he said, I can. And I said, so Paul, just out of curiosity, are you going to show up to every spirit box session I do? And he said, yes, ma'am. And I thought, okay, that's really interesting. And he went on to say things that I've always known, that spirits can see mediums or people who have been given a gift, if you will, who are in touch with the spiritual side. We give off a bright light. In their world, we give off a crazy bright light for whatever reason. I use the analogy of imagining you're walking into a really, really dark room, like pitch black room, and all of a sudden somebody turns on a lamp. You're going to go straight to wherever that lamp is. And that's what the spirits do. Candlelight just enhances that. So that's why you see a lot of mediums and people like that light candles when they're doing these types of sessions, is because candlelight just enhances that light that we naturally give off. So that's what Paul saw. That's why he came, is for whatever reason he was passing through a certain point using whatever way means of transportation they use, mirrors, vortexes, that sort of thing. And as he was passing through, he saw my light, and he was directed towards me because he knew he could talk to me. So to this day, it still blows me away who can just show up randomly, or who I can call to come and talk to me. 98% of the time, whoever I ask to come and talk, they will come and talk if they're still in the spirit realm. Now, I have had some cases of people who have been reincarnated, or people who are busy with certain other things. Maybe they have a family drama going on that they want to be present for, or a family celebration, or they're concerned about a loved one and they want to be by that person's side. Then they won't come to me when I call, which is completely understandable, because just because we die doesn't mean that we lose touch with our loved ones. It just means that we're watching them from somewhere else, somewhere where they can't see us. And it gets really frustrating for those spirits. That's why they seek out mediums, is because they want to talk to their loved ones, and they know that a medium is the only way really that they can accomplish that. So doing that gives them a chance to say their last goodbyes if they so choose, or to point out things that they've seen in someone's life, things that have been happening, things that they're worried about. Able to give them some advice, because they can look at things from a totally different perspective than you and I can. And so they really want that connection. And for me to be able to do that, I feel is a great honor and privilege, and a gift from God. I believe in God. I've been told that He's real several times. I've been told that we all must obey His rules. And there are rules in the spirit world as there are here on earth. Now, when I say obey His rules, I'm not necessarily talking about everything that a preacher or certain people would have us believe that they stand on the Bible. And that's a whole different subject that I can get into later. I mean, I'm going to be real honest here. Even though that book may have originally been written by God, it's been edited so many times by man that really the only point there that's left that is true, other than a few other items, is that He wants us to love one another and cherish each other and to be kind to each other. But like I said, that's a whole different subject that I can get on later. When I say that there are rules over there, there's certain things that spirits are allowed to tell me and things they're not. Like, they can't tell me exactly what it's like over there, but I have been shown a few things. I have my friend Jay, who is over there, and I'll give you a real quick rundown of Jay. Jay and I went to school together. Jay, after school, after we graduated and everything, had a drug problem. He passed away under mysterious circumstances. And to this day, they have not found his body. And I have been trying really, really hard to get his body found. But it's private property that he's on. And unless there's like a warrant or something to that nature, the police just can't go tromping on it. The sheriff's department just can't go tromping on it. And I understand that, because personal property is personal property. I would think, though, that if they have a credible lead, that they could, but Maybe sometime they will, and I'll be able to do a whole video series about that, about what happened, how that all played out. So Jay has shown me things like when we're in heaven, if you will, the spirit realm, things can be tailored to us. By that, I mean kind of like a movie where, imagine a musical movie, and the lead characters are dancing, and the songs change from one thing to another. Let's say from rock to hip hop to classical to whatever. And as each song changes while they're dancing, their look changes, their costumes change, their hair, their, the era of dress, I guess you would say. The background changes. He said it's kind of like that things adjust and change to you to make you happy. Now, when you visit Earth, if you will, when you walk from that plane to this plane, of course you see everything as it is. You see your loved ones as they are. You see homes and everything like that as they are. And so it's quite a shock to walk from through one door into the other. Sorry, I just got a really cold chill. There's somebody here visiting. I don't know who it is yet. I think it might be Jay. If he talks here, maybe I could get him to talk really loudly and this recorder will pick it up, because I do get a lot of EVPs when I record. But anyway, and there's things that they can't tell us, about the other side. So I know that much. And I've also been shown what it feels like to die, which was an experience all in itself. And I'm going to be real honest with everybody. I know that when the time comes for me to pass from this earth, I am going to have issues. Not that I haven't done it before, because I know I have. It's just something that's going to give me issues when I do it this last time. The best way I can explain it is you feel like you're falling but you can't hit bottom, if you will. And then suddenly you're on the other side. The whole thing with the bright light, yes, that's real. The thing with the going through the tunnel, for some people they do, other people do not. But it's a very strange sensation. You lose all control, you lose all sense of balance, all sense of anything else around you. You cannot feel anymore. The only thing that stays intact is your mind. And that doesn't happen for too long before you walk through that doorway. I've always been taken up to the doorway, but I've never walked past it yet in this life. And I have to keep saying that because, as I've said before, reincarnation is real. We are all reincarnated several times. We all have to learn until we're at a point where we can stay there. This is going to be my last time here on Earth. I wish I'd done so much more with this gift before now. But I had a few things going on in my life, and I didn't want to put my kids through a lot of stuff, as I said in the other video. But now I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, then this is my last time. And I'm good with that. Because that means I'm going to go into the spirit realm as a female. And I love being a girl. And it also means that I will go into the spirit realm with the knowledge that I have. So some of the things that would be a big shocker to other people aren't going to be to me. So I will have a leg up, if you will, once I enter that realm. It's kind of strange to think about that at some point, all the people who I talk to as a medium, I will join them. It's a very strange kind of thing to grasp, because it's not like I'm going to go to somebody's house and go to a party or anything. It'll be a whole different consciousness. And even for me as a medium, it's something that, like I said, is strange. And it'll take me probably a minute to really get the hang of. Now, I do want to say one other thing about being a medium. I have seen several mediums that have said things like, oh, you can't talk to somebody unless they've been there for a while, because they have an adjustment period. They don't know how to communicate yet. There's no way that you can talk to a person who has only been gone for a few hours, a few days, a few weeks, a month or two. They need to be over there for quite a while before you can communicate. I don't want to be rude, but that's total crap. And I'll tell you why. I have communicated with people who have only been dead for a couple hours. I have communicated with people who have only been dead for a week or two, a few days, a month. Just because you have passed over doesn't mean that you don't know how to talk. You don't forget how to speak. You just need someone to show you how to do it. And as long as, I don't mean show you how to do it, you just need to have someone who can show you how to get through the barrier. And as long as you're willing to get through the barrier, then you can come right up to me and talk, and I'll hear you. And I say that because it doesn't matter how long we've been gone. It really doesn't. I know people who have received signs from loved ones within the first 5 minutes of their death. and I've talked to their loved ones later on that night. So, people who are saying that it takes this adjustment period for whatever reason, they truly believe that it does. Nope. But if that's what they choose to believe, and that's what they want to hold on to, and if they have somebody come up to them and say, hey, I want you to give me a reading, I would really, and I hate for people to give me information ahead of time, just to let you all know. Don't do that. Don't ever do that to me. But I've had people who I've known who are mediums like me, and they've had people come up to them and say, like, hey, I'd really like to get a hold of my grandfather. He died last week. And they'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't talk to him for another 6 months at least. And then they'll come to me and say, I was told that I can't talk to my grandfather who died, now after they've, talked to this other person that died just a few weeks ago. I can't, they said I can't talk to them for 6 months. I'm like, I can do it. I don't understand, why they say that, unless it's because they're not grasping the energy that well, or if it's because that's what they firmly believe, and so they won't do anything else, or if it's just what they've been told so much that that's what's stuck in their head and they can't get it out. I don't know. But like I said, I can talk to anybody. And just to let everyone know, yes, I do give readings. I give them over Zoom. I give them in person. I have done them over the telephone. I've done them on Facebook. It doesn't matter. A spirit's going to show up, because spirits love to talk. So they're going to show up. It may not always be exactly who you want to talk to, but it's going to be somebody who you need to talk to, somebody you need to hear something from. Even if it's just for them to stop by and say, hey, I'm okay. I just wanted to let you know I'm okay. So, with that being said, if there is anyone out here who's watching, who wants to get a hold of me for a reading, please just leave a comment and I will get back in touch with you. Now let's go back to Paul Walker. Since my first time speaking with Paul Walker and asking him about coming to all the spirit box sessions, he has shown up for about 90%, more than 90%, I'm going to say 98% of all my spirit box sessions. He has shown up to just say hi, to let me know that he's there, that sort of thing. I know that he wants to talk to his daughter. I know that he misses her very much. And there's something that he's holding on to. And he won't tell me, and that's fine. I don't need to know. That's between him and her. I don't think it's anything bad. It's just something he's holding on to. And he does randomly visit, which is always nice. I don't mind a visitor. I don't like it when they bug me in the middle of the night. And that'll be another video on how I had to learn to control this. But I feel really bad for Paul for the way that he passed. I mean, now I don't, because obviously he's in a very, very good place. He's doing well as far as I can tell. He hasn't said anything bad about anybody, which most people don't who are in the spirit world, because that's really a big no-no. Unless that person's really bad, and then, yeah, they're allowed to say a few things. I've had a couple of ladies say things like, somebody deserves a kick in the pants, or it's very hot where they are, that sort of thing. Perfectly okay. Paul's never said anything like that. He has told me that he did regret doing some of the Fast and Furious movies. Not that he regretted the people that he worked with, getting to know them, having fun with them. You know, that experience, if you will. He regretted the fact that that kind of mindset that's portrayed in the Fast and Furious movies kind of led up to his death, if you think about it. His friend had a really, really fast car with lots of power. And it just took a few moments of losing control of it. And they were both gone. And thank God there was nobody else around. Because it could have taken other lives as well. He doesn't remember too much, I guess you would say, about everything that happened while he was passing. Other than the fact that, like he said, it was too hot. He couldn't get out. But whatever else he remembers, he won't share with me. And that's okay as well. Because just because we die doesn't mean that we don't hold on to pain of some sort. Or hold on to some regrets. Or some desires, or that sort of thing. And when I say pain, I don't mean physical pain. I don't mean physical pain. We don't feel physical pain anymore, of course, after we've entered the spiritual world. But we can still feel emotional. And it takes us a while to work through it. In the end, we won't feel it. In the end, we'll just be happy. But it may take us a little while to work through it. And that's fine. Because it would take us a while to work through it here. Some of us never work through it here. Some of us hold on to whatever happened to us when we were, as my grandmother used to say, knee-high to a grasshopper, to the time we pass. So, imagine there are some people out there who held on to trauma events for 90 plus years in this physical realm. Holding on to it for 15, 20 years in the spirit realm is nothing. It's a walk in the park, if you will. So we will work through them. He will work through it. And maybe he'll be able to tell me some other things at some point. And if he does, I will be more than happy to share them with everybody, as long as he gives me permission. And I always ask every spirit before I talk about them, can I talk about you? Because they're people too. And I wouldn't want somebody talking about me without my permission. Oh, and the spirit just played with my light. Wonderful. Well, that's fun. Electronics always get messed up around me. Once again, being one of the dangers of being a medium, trying to get this turned back on. And it's not going to. That's a great way to end this tonight, isn't it? Okay, so I will end it here since obviously somebody is dying to talk to me. They're wanting me to get off of here. I think it's my friend Tracy's mother. Pretty sure it is. Yep, it's her. I have a friend Tracy who's going to be stopping by here later on to pick something up. And I'm 98% sure that it's her mother because there's a woman standing in the corner over here. Like I said, the joys of being a medium. Anyway, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your week. I hope you're all in good health and that you continue to stay safe. I know that COVID is a very big thing, but there's also a lot of other things out there, so please continue to stay safe. Make good choices. Be good humans. And I will be talking to you guys next week. Have a fantastic, fantastic rest of the week. See you later. Bye.